Good evening, guys. We'll start. We'll discuss. Okay, so we'll start with a session. So I think we have stopped at the like operator, right? So have you guys revised it? So I believe. I should believe. Okay, I believe you guys that you guys have done the revision. Okay, so like operator we have started with. Okay, so in that what are the two special characters we had? Modulus and underscore. So what is the functionality of modulus? Zero or more number of characters. Okay, so a functionality of underscore. So what are the different scenarios we have seen there? See, these scenarios are very much important. Starts with, ends with. Continue. Contains then second character or third character. It can be anything then. Every language you have missed, I think. Mixed it and you are telling it. But in whatever you have said, I just understood some 50 to 60%. Remaining, I did not understand anything what you guys have said. But let me tell you, scenarios, whatever we had is starts with, ends with we had, contains we had, second character, third character, they can ask anything. And then from the last also they can ask as last, second character, third character, all that. And we have seen about the exactly characters as well. So patterns is what that which we have seen in the last class. So this is what we have seen, that we had the two special characters. One is modulus and one is underscore. Right, so this is the main functionality. This is one of the interview question. I hope that you guys will remember this particular points, that whatever it is there. Why? Because like operator is used to match a pattern. But at the same time, that if you're seeing that along with the like operator, if modulus and underscore is not there, requirements cannot be fulfilled. So along with the like operator, modulus and underscore, it is very, very much important. Okay, so next we have seen what? Next we have seen about the patterns, I mean the scenario about the data we have taken, and we have taken the certain raw data here. So based on this we have seen what? We have seen about the pattern. So here we had a different kinds of the scenarios, as just now also we have discussed that what it is a starts with. So similarly we will be having the ends with also, then similarly we will be having the contains as well. So then we will be having the second or third character or last from the last or exactly. And then we have seen that how to write up that particular pattern for each of this. Yes, so we have seen that how to use that particular modulus here, and when we have to use that underscore, whenever we want to match exactly that particular single character here, we need to give that particular approach. So now whatever the questions that we will be solving here, all that questions will be dependent on this particular patterns only. So if you properly know this particular patterns, you can easily write up any kind of the scenarios that what we have in our questions. So these patterns are very much important. So if you have thoroughly understood how to write it, then anything that whatever the questions that will be there, you will be easily able to write it. Fine. So here, once you understand this, now the second important thing that which you have to know here is understanding the question. Again, in every question, that partial information is what it will be there. But you need to take that partial information properly, the pattern, whatever it is that pattern that you need to provide. So let us see that what are the questions that we can encounter with related to the like operator, how and all that they can ask up a particular question. So here you can see that what is the question we have. Write a query to display the details of employee whose first name starts with W. Now, most of them what they will be doing is, they will be having a table. Inside that, suppose if they have a data also. So they will go to the table. Inside the table, what they will do, they will see which are the names that are starting with the W, and probably by taking up that value, they can hard code the query. But we should never hard code the query here in our SQL. Always the scenarios we need to provide so that wherever that is getting satisfied, it has to fetch and it has to return to us. So here, now when you go for an interviews also, it is a very rare case that they will be providing you the data of that particular table. They will not give you. It is very rare case. What they will be providing you is nothing but the table, means the structure of the table. What will be the table name? What are the columns and what are the data types? This is what that they will be providing you. So in that case, I don't know now how many names are starting with the W. So that is why we need to give up that particular patterns. We have to try to match all the kind of the scenarios or the test cases that whatever they would have been given in the tool. So all that we have to satisfy. So that is why we should never hard code our data here. We should always give that proper conditions or patterns. Then only we can get that particular proper data that whatever we are expecting from the query. Okay. So what and all they are asking to display here? So they are asking to display the details of employee whose first name is starting with W, right? So first I will redirect to my database here. So next here we need to write up a query. So if I need to select everything, which command should I use here? Select command, because this is a command which will be selecting and displaying. So then I need to tell as what? Star. So all these are from which table? From the employee table. You see here in the question itself they have directly said that we need to display all the details of what? All the details of an employee. And if you see in the condition also that we need to check that the first names are starting with what? W. So now first name in which table it is present? It is present in the employee table only. And sometimes in the questions that what they will be doing here is, they will not specifically tell you what a table that you have to display. So by checking with the columns, by checking the structure of the table, you need to understand that from which table that they are asking this columns. So for that reason only in the interviews that they will be providing you the structure of the table. So here in every question it is clearly mentioned that from which table, but they might not give you sometimes. So how do you decide from which table it is? By checking the column names. So whichever columns that they have specified, that the tables that you need to select and you have to display. So from employee I said, then what? See now we have to display all the first names whose name is starting with what? W. So basically what they are giving that, they are giving there a condition. They are telling that I don't want all the details of employee. I want the details of an employee whose first name is starting with what? W. Means they are giving us some specific condition there, that you display the first names of an employee that whose name is starting with what? W. So if I am providing that, definitely some of the rows will be eliminated, right? Because I will be giving what? I will be giving the condition there. So here what condition? If I need to provide a condition, what clause I need to use here? Where clause I need to use. So here I will be telling as what? Where. So then what I need to tell here? So long what you guys were doing? Listening to whatever I am just speaking out without seeing up. So long you were just glancing the question. That is what you guys were seeing so long? Very good. At least let me check that online students, at least they would know. Very good. Okay, so what condition should I provide here? So one thing now what I understood is, every time I need to check whether it is coming properly or not. If I believe you guys and said, that's all. Again I need to repeat everything. So what condition should I give here? Where? Then? First name I have to tell. So that is a column that I need to specify. So how it is present in our employee table? E underscore F name. So this is how our column it is present here. Then what should I tell? That operator, that like operator, we have to tell it. See, whenever we have used an in operator or between and operator, first we have said that particular column name, then only we have used that operator. So here also it is same only. First you have to tell where clause, then you have to tell what is a column that you wanted to use here, and then what operator that you have to use. So here, since I am matching a pattern here, so what I need to use here, I need to use a like operator. So I need to tell here as what? From the employee first name, I wanted to match, or I wanted to match with the pattern that which I am providing here. And that pattern should be how? That should be present in the double quotes, or that should be present in the single quotes. This is an important thing that always that you have to remember. Why I am giving the double quotes? Why? Because I will be using at least one special character there. So that is why it is mandatory that whenever we are giving a pattern, we need to give that where? We need to give that in the double quotes. Okay, so here as a standard I'll go with the double quotes only. Okay, so here now that pattern I need to start. So starting with what it is? W. So I will tell that whatever the first name that you are taking here, that first name should start with what? W. But after that we can have any number of characters, right? Sometimes that we can have a 0 characters. Always remember, you need to consider the 0 characters as well. Even that also you have to match. So that is why here I need to go with what? I need to go with the modulus. So starting with the W, after that no matter what character it is, how many length that you have, whether you have a 0 or you have a more number of characters, whichever character it is, whichever digit it is, whichever other characters it is, you match it. And then what it need to do? It need to return us that particular records. So now here I'll just give a semicolon here. I'll click on enter. How many records it is giving me? 1 record. Why? Because in our employee table there is only one employee whose name is starting with W. And that too first name. First name it is starting with W. You can see here clearly in the output employee first name, and this employee first name it is starting with what? W. So this is the only person that whose name is starting with W, and that employee details we are displaying. So this is how that what we have to do. We have to match the given patterns. So whenever they are giving that partial information there, what we have to do? We have to take that partial information and we have to match. So now did you understand the complete syntax of how you need to give a query whenever you are going with the like operator? So this is how that you have to provide a patterns, column names, like operator, everything. Okay, so let us see the next question here. Write a query to display the details of employee whose last name ends with A. So how do you write? Modulus A. So you have by hearted the patterns, right? We understood. Okay. Nice to hear that. Okay. So how do I write up the query now? Tell me. Select star from employee. Is it visible? Yes. From employee, wherever employee last name like modulus A. So what this pattern will be doing? Initial everything. If 0 character it is there also, it will match. More than 1 character it is there also, it will match. But end of that particular name, whatever it is there, it should end with what? A character only. Now for us here, whatever the A we have given, it is according to our question. In the question, they have given the lowercase a. So similarly, here also I have given in the lowercase a. But in our MySQL, we need to understand that it is not case sensitive. If uppercase a it is there also, it will return. If lowercase a it is there also, it will be returning. So I will give a semicolon. So can you see here what is this is a lowercase a which I am getting here? So what I am getting here? Uppercase a. So that is what I said. This is what? This is case sensitive. This is not a case sensitive. Whatever, if it a it is there, no matter whether it is present in uppercase or whether it is present in the lowercase. So it will be returning what? It will be returning if that is ending with a. So you can see that it is ending with a. Before that, is there any other characters for me here? No. What it is a 0 characters. But still it is matching. Why? Because I gave their modulus. So that is why it is matching that 0 characters as well. So now did you understand why I tell you guys to match 0 character also, more than 1 also, because we cannot guarantee whether do we have a character or we will not have a character. So that is why we have to match 0 character also and more than 1 character as well. Again, here don't think that just because that I am mentioning here always as a character, don't think that here only characters you can give. Any numbers also you can give. But for this, it is like a pattern. So you can tell here salary like starting with a 2 digit, ending with a 3 digit. So numbers also you can provide here. This is not only for the characters. Why I am using that terminology is because that pattern what I will be giving, I will be giving that inside a double quotes. So for me, whatever that I will be giving inside a double quotes or in the single quotes, it is a character or it is a sequence of characters. So that is why whenever we are using a like operator, they will represent that as what? As a character only. But it doesn't mean that here I should only give an alphabets here or I should only give the characters here. I can also give the digits here. Numbers also I can give any kind of a data which I wanted to match inside a pattern I can give and I can match it. Is this is clear to everyone? So in the interviews, suppose if they are asking you to match any kind of a numbers, don't think that you have not done. Remember the pattern whatever it is, if you understood the logic, you just give that data and match it. So wherever it is there, it will match the pattern and it will be returning it to you. It doesn't matter whether it is an integer type of the column or float type of the column or data type of the column or a character type of column or sequence of character. It doesn't matter. I hope that this is clear to everyone. So let us see the next question. Mod in mod. So what should... So that is what I am thinking, that it is a modulus, right? From where this mod has come now. So you have made that also as a shortcut. Modulus. Don't tell in the interview mod, you will not understand anything. So I have to use as what? As a modulus. So this is like what? This is like a substring. So this is a contains. So where it will be present, we cannot predict it. So we have to give the pattern here properly and we have to try to fetch what? We have to try to fetch up the things here. So what and all we have to display here? Details of department. So what I need to tell? Select star from department where department name like modulus in modulus. So wherever it is there, it has to match it and it has to return us that particular record. So wherever it is, it means it can be at the beginning, at end, anywhere. Okay, so I'll give a semicolon, I'll click on enter. Now you can see here, In the training, where it is present, can you see? Don't talk. So in the training that you can see here IN, where it is present in between. And you can see again IN also it is present. This I cannot tell that it is present in between. Okay, and here you can see that IN where it is present again. This is not start also, this is not end also, this is not in between also. Somewhere it is present. And here you can see that here also I have IN. But here if you see whether it is in the upper case or whether it is in the lower case, however it is returning. And here you can see that again in this place that IN is present. Tell me, this places are a constant in my data? No. So we cannot predict that where exactly that it can be present. So that is why we tell this as what? This is like a substring. Contains, it can contain anywhere. It can contain in the beginning also, end also, or in between any place. So that is why we are giving here as what here? Modulus in modulus. So if I am giving first year modulus, what does it mean? That before that in, if I am having 0 characters also you match. If I am having more than 1 character also you match. After that in, if I am having 0 characters also match, more than 1 also you have to match. So that is why we are giving here as what? Modulus in modulus. So this is how that you can find out that particular substring that whatever we have here. Fine. What will be the pattern? Modulus. Whose department name third character is G. So how do you give a pattern? Underscore, underscore, G then modulus. So here what that each underscore will be doing? Will be matching exactly 1 character. So tell me what was the details we have to display? Select star from department where department name or department it is department whose department name third character is G. So it is department name. So I need to tell here department name like double quotes, 1 underscore, 1 more underscore, then G I need to tell, then modulus. See, many of them usually they'll do a mistake here, that is whenever you are providing an underscore, you should not give a space in between. That underscore, whatever you are giving, how many ever underscore let it be there, 1, 2, 3, 4, no matter how many, but you should not give a space in between. That should be a continuous, then only it will become the complete pattern there. So this is how that what we will be getting the third character G. Now in the question, did they specify whether it is from the first or last, all that? No. They have just said that from the department table, the department name third character should be G. See, understand, only if they specifically tell you last, you need to go with the last. If they are not specifying anything there, you need to understand that is from the beginning only. Fine, if they are telling the second character should be there, third character should be there, fourth character, that you need to consider from the start only or from the beginning only. Only if they tell you specifically from the last second character, from the last third character, then only you have to go from the backward direction. Fine, here you can see that in the digital marketing, the third character you can see that it is G. But before that, what characters will be there, I don't know. But I should have maximum 2 characters only. If I have maximum 2 characters, then only I can tell this as what? As a third character. So 1 underscore will be matching this character, 1 more underscore will be matching this character, and third character I said that I want G. But after that I can have 0 or more number of characters. So that is why I said here as what? Underscore, underscore, G, and then I gave as modulus. So this is how that you have to match and you have to give up the patterns. Try it out, this one. Try it out. I did not ask you guys to tell me. I want you guys to try it out. Try. Properly read the question. See what they are asking to display it properly and then write up a query. It will not even take 2 to 3 seconds to properly, if you have understood, to write it. Anyone who don't have book to write? Anyone who don't have book to write? See, book you will be having because attendance. Anyone who don't have pen to write? How many of you guys don't have pen with you guys? Please raise your hands. Everyone has pen. Who is Monica? She has pen. So tell me the query. Select star from department where department name like modulus E underscore. So the second character should be what? E. So you can see here the second character is E here, and listen. When it comes to the second character or third character from the last, many people will get confused here that which one that you have to do it. Understand here there are two words. Can you see? Few people they will get a confusion whether it will be coming from this word or whether it will be coming from this word. Understand, this entire thing will be considered as one string only. This entire thing will be considered as one data only. So from where it will be mapping? It will be mapping from the last. It will not map from here. Just because the space here, this is not a different word. This is entire. It is one word only now. So from here it will be start mapping it. So you can see here that I have what? I have a second character E. Here also, here you can see I have E only, but how it is present? Uppercase E. But here it is the lowercase e. So it doesn't matter the cases, but it has to be printed. So this is how many records it is giving? So that 2 records is what that it is getting matched here. So I think one last pattern that has been left out. Exactly 7 characters. So department name should contain exactly 7 characters. So tell me the query. Select star from department where department name like so how many records it is giving? Only one record, because we have only one department where exactly 7 characters are present. Again, whenever we tell as an exactly 7 characters or 5 characters, 4 characters, it should not be more than that also, it should not be less than that also. Exactly, we should have what? We should have a 7 characters or whatever the requirement it is there. Again, in the interviews, always they will not give you the exactly 7 characters only. So what is the requirement? That will be changed. Data also will be changed. But what is that approach of giving, the scenarios of giving, that everything will be same. If you understand the syntax well, then whatever the question that they are asking in the like operator, you can give it easily. And here, when it comes to this particular like operator, these are the scenarios that will be present, that where you have to give and you have to write down your queries. Apart from this, there are two additional topics which I will tell you to you guys. Whenever you are doing a revision, try to collect some kind of an information on that. Why? Because try to be in the safer side, that what if that questions that they ask in the interviews. So there are two additional topics which is related to the like only, but it is not only the like operator. So first one is nothing but about the escape character. So second one is about the regular expressions. Now even the regular expression also, it is a pattern matching only, but here we are giving as what? Here we are giving as a like operator, but there we will be having something called as a regex. Instead of the like operator, we will be having a regex, where the way that we give a pattern, it will be a different, but again that also pattern matching only. Okay, so that is, you can try it out. So two topics I said, which is that escape character and regular expression. If you are not understanding that how you have to do that, if you have not understood the examples whenever you are doing a research, please come back to me and tell what is the problem that you are facing. I will explain to you. But don't be without doing a research on that. Why? Because if they ask in the interviews, you will miss an opportunity. So that is why at least have some basic knowledge on what are regular expression and what are escape characters. While doing a research only, you will understand what are those, but please spend some time and do the research on that particular topics. So remember two topics, which are those: escape character and regular expressions. So this is all about our like operator. This is all about the like operator. However, I am not going to leave you guys now. So let us discuss about the next topic, which is very much important. From where object is visible to you guys here? It is an order by clause. Understand? This is one topic that in most of the interview question as a sub they will be added. There is no restriction for this topic that where they have to add. Everywhere they can add this particular topic. Now what is this order by clause? You can see that it is a self-explanatory. So order by clause, it is actually used to sort your data in the ascending or in the descending order. Now whatever the queries we have done or whatever the queries that we have executed so far, all this particular query, it is based on our table, how it is present inside our table, similar manner that it has returned an output to us. But sometimes in the interviews specifically they will be asking you, see, whatever the result that you are getting, that you need to sort it either in the ascending or it in the descending order. To sort that particular data only, you have to go with the order by clause. So previously also you have learned two clauses. So what are the two clauses? Where clause and from clause. So two clauses you have already learnt. One is where clause and one is from clause. Why do we use a from clause? To specify a table. Why do we use a where clause? To give the specific conditions. It can be one condition or it can be more than one condition. Now order by clause. Why this clause is used? To sort the data in the ascending or in the descending order. And when it comes to this, as I said, sorting the data in the ascending order on the descending order. So here we have a certain keywords which we have to use. We should not directly tell as an ascending, or we should not directly tell as an descending. We need to tell it properly by using the keywords which are provided for that. Now for the ascending, you need to use a keyword which is nothing but ASC. So what you need to use? ASC. This is for ascending. For the descending, you have to use DESC. Now, here also you need to know one important thing. This DESC, whatever we have used in some other place also. For what it is? Describing the table. Now, for sorting our data in the descending order also, we are using the same thing only. So, you no need to worry. By looking at that particular syntax of the query, that whatever you would have been written, MySQL will understand whether are you trying to describe your table or are you trying to sort your data in the descending order. So you no need to worry about that. But DESC in two things that we will be using. Whenever we want to describe our table and whenever we want to sort our data in the descending order. Fine. So let us see here, and here one more important point also that you need to know related to this order by clauses. Now, based on the specific columns only, you have to sort your data. Directly you cannot tell that order by ascending order, descending order, no. Because here we will be having the multiple columns. Based on what column that you wanted to sort, that specific column you need to specify it. So sorting whatever it is there, we will be doing on what? We will be doing on our specific columns. And whenever you tell a specific column, whenever you tell that whether it is an ascending order or whether it is a descending order, understand that sometimes if you are not specifying anything, I will not tell whether it is an ascending or I will not tell whether it is a descending. I will leave it empty. I will just tell order by first name and I will leave it. In that case, what your order by clause will be doing is, by default, it will sort the data in the ascending order. So what order by clause will be doing? It will be sorting your data by default in what? In the ascending order. And which are the two keywords which I need to use? ASC and DESC. So for ascending ASC and for descending DESC. So in two places we will be using the DESC. So MySQL will understand whether are you using it for the describing or whether are you using it for the performing the sorting of the data in the descending order. So remember all these points. First, what is the use of an order by clause? Second thing, on what that I can sort my data. Third thing, what are the keywords that are available to perform an ascending or to perform an descending. And by default, order by clause will sort the data in which order. So all these questions you have to know. So if you know all this, then easily you can write up in one statement. You can just use that order by clause and you can, there is nothing much difficulty where you have to think that how do I remember the syntax, all that, no. Directly you can give that order by clause and you can sort your result. But that, and again, every time don't expect that always it will be only display the data, sorting the data. No, in between conditions also can be there. So it will be what? It will be a combination of all the things. So far you have only seen three statements. One is select statement, from statement and where. But now order by also will be included. So now total 4 will be present if condition is there. If condition is not there, then mandatory the two statements will be there. One is select and one is from. That is mandatory in every question. But if condition is there, where will be there? If it is not there, it will not be there. But in most of the interview questions, definitely it will be there. So you need to make sure that in which order that it will be getting executed internally and how you need to give it in terms of the syntax. Fine, so I will show you that. So before that, So let us see the question set, how they will be asking. So read out the question here. Write a query to display the details of employee in the ascending order based on the employee first name. Yes, so here understand why they are giving based on the column name only that you need to sort is because this is a structured query language. If you're not telling any column, then all the records, everything will be mismatched, but that is not meant for our SQL. SQL means a proper structured way that it has to be there. So that is why you need to choose a column. Based on that column, whenever it is sorting a data related to that, other data also will get changed. So properly you will be getting that data here. So that is why you need to remember that based on the columns only you have to provide. So details of an employee, right? So based on what we have to sort it? Based on the first name. So here I will tell us select star from employee where employee. Now again, is there any condition there? Condition they have not given here. They are just telling that you display all the data, but sort the data in the ascending order based on what column? Based on the first name. So here I need to tell order by. I need to tell order by. Order by based on what column? Employee first name. And in which order I wanted? In the ascending. So I need to tell here as ASC. So I'll give a semicolon here, click on enter. You can see based on that first name that it is getting sorted in the ascending order. You can see based on that only other data also got changed. Can you see here? Again, it is not giving you any mismatch of data or it is not giving you any wrong data. Based on what column you have sorted, if it is an Aaron, for Aaron what is an employee ID? 8. What is his last name? What is an email? Properly related to that only you will be getting a data. So that is why it is important for you guys to tell what? To tell based on what column that you have to sort your data. I hope that this is clear to everyone. So now, as I said that if you are not providing anything, whether in the ascending or in the descending, by default it will perform in what? In the ascending order. So here once again I will tell that I want to display everything from the employee table and I will tell that order by on what? Order by on the first name. I am not telling here whether that I wanted to sort the data in the ascending or in the descending. So if I am not specifying anything, what order by clause will be doing? By default, it will sort the data in the ascending order. So I will click on here. Now can you see, is there any change between this output and this output? No. Why? Because by default, our order by clause will be sorting our data in the ascending order. But whenever you are writing up, whenever you go for an interviews, if they are specifically asking you that, make sure that you use the keywords properly. Why is that? Because sometimes you never know that interview people wanted to check whether do you know the syntax or whether do you know the keyword or not, all that. Yes, it is optional if you are not giving also to perform in ascending, but because of that reason you don't skip it. So what you have to do, whenever you are giving it, you need to give it properly. So use a standard format there and based on that give that standard format whatever it is there. And sometimes what happens is they will tell that predict the correct syntax for the queries. In that time, just because ASC is not there, don't think that it is wrong. That also it is valid only. Why? Because it is optional. If I am not giving also, it will sort my data in the ascending order. So think properly and choose the options whenever you are predicting the correct statements in the queries, in the interviews. I hope I am clear here with all the related things with the order by clause. All this you have to remember whenever you go for any interviews, whenever you are explaining it. Make sure you explain in such a way that you should not ask any next question. With a proper example, you explain. So that is how that you can make that impression when you go for an interviews. and be very clear that what you are explaining. So this is how that question will be there. So let us see the next questions. So again, sometimes conditions also can be there. Don't only think that only order by will be present. Sometimes conditions also they can provide. So how do I write up a query? Write a query to display the details of employee in the descending order based on the department ID. Now, many of the students, by seeing this kind of a questions, they will get confused. Here department ID they have given, but they are telling an employee table. How do I give? Understand, in our employee table also we have a department ID, which is nothing but what? A foreign key. So definitely from our employee table we can do what? We can get that department ID, and based on that we can sort our result in the descending order. So let us write up the query here. So what should I tell? Select star from employee order by department ID in the descending order. I want to display everything from an employee, but based on the department ID, I want to sort my result in the descending order. So I'll just click on the enter here. Can you see the department ID here, how it is sorted? Department ID, check the department ID, how it is sorted, because based on that only we have sorted our data. Is it giving us in the descending order? So you can see from the larger to the lower it is giving. So it is what? It is the descending order. Based on that only you can see that other details also have got changed here. Based on that only other details also got changed here. So that is why properly based on what column that they are asking you to do it. So based on that you have to give and you have to provide it. Okay, so otherwise it will become very, the test cases will not be cleared. So you need to choose a proper column and you need to sort up the data. For descending, default is not there. You have to give as what? As a descending only here. There is no other option. Now give work to your brain. Tell me how many statements we'll be having here. So what are those? Select, from, where and order by. So previously whatever the queries we have seen, you have seen that only three statements we had. And there nowhere that conditions has been given. But here you can see that specifically they have said what? They have said the conditions. So now this is how that they will be asking in terms of the combination. Always don't expect that they will only be asking an individual things here. So they might combine all the topics at whatever it is there and they can ask in this way. So what is the condition? Department ID should be greater than 20 and salary should be greater than 10,000. Department ID greater than 20, salary greater than 10,000. So tell me how do I write up a query? Select star from employee where department ID greater than 20 and salary greater than 10,000. Order by so what they have given specifically based on what? Based on the last name. So that last name we have to give based on the employee last name. What is the sorting? descending order, DESC. So you can see that this is how that again. Now what you are seeing is 4 statements. In the future, one more statement can be added. One more statement can be added and multiple concepts can be included in one question. Now, here the main important thing is how this particular query will get executed internally. See, understand that whenever we are giving it like this, whenever we are giving up like this, first, whenever you are writing, first you have to tell a select, then you have to tell from, then you have to tell where, then you have to tell order by. This is how that what you have to write up a query. But internally, that order of the execution will be changed. So always first it will go to the table, then what it will be doing? Conditions. After going to the table, what it will do? Based on the condition, it will be filtering the records. Once it is filtered the records, that is when we will get a result after filtering the records. So that result it will take and then it will perform that sorting. Whether it is in the ascending or whether it is in the descending, based on the column, it will sort. Once that is sorted, it will be going to the select. There it will be selecting and it will be displaying what? It will be displaying your result. So from, where, order by, select. So this is how that execution flow will be present. See, this is very much important, the execution flow. In the interviews, definitely they will ask this execution flow of your query. And how do you write? Again, if one you are interchanging here also, your syntax is wrong. You cannot tell first I will tell from, then I will tell select. No, that is not the right syntax. Always while writing you need to follow this. Internally which statement will get executed, you have to be aware. So I'll just give enter here. Now here you can see that based on my last name, it is performing in the descending order. And here you can see that I am getting all the 15 records here. In employee table, how many records I have? How many records I have? 15. But we have given here condition, right? So why it is giving all? Because all our employee department IDs are greater than 20. Why? Because in our department table, the department ID starts from 21. So automatically that condition is satisfied. And every employee that who are present in the employee table, everyone's salary is greater than 10,000. So every employee satisfying both the conditions that what we have given here. So this is how that what we have to do. We have to provide that particular conditions. And if you have observed that I have given what? I have given an AND operator here. Both the conditions are satisfying, then only I am getting this 15 records. So this is how that we have to give up what? We have to give up the query here. I hope you understood that when you have a combination, how you need to do up the things. You can put multiple stars for this question because this is the most favorite question for the interview people. So finding the second highest salary, third highest salary. So all these are very much. So how do you get this particular thing? Okay. So what we need to find here? Second highest salary. Again I am telling, always it will not be the second highest salary only. It can be third highest salary, it can be a fourth highest salary, it can be anything. Okay, but we need to fetch that thing. So first let me tell you step by step here so that you will understand it properly. And here, this is not only based on the order by. Some other additional topic also is included here which you have to know. Now, so what is my requirement here is, okay, so now understand here. So think that I have a salaries here. So what I want the second highest salary. Understand the mapping here. If you are not understanding this, you will not understand the query. So understand that mapping here. Now assume that I have a salaries like this. I have some 200 I have, and I have some 500, 300, 250, 100. Some random thing I have taken here. Consider what is this? This is my salary. What is this? This is my salary. Now in this, which is the second highest salary? 300 is a second highest salary. That is what in my output I have to get. So if I want to get that only one record here, directly you cannot get it. So first thing that what you need to do here is, you need to sort your data. What I need to do here? I need to sort my data. Once you sort your data properly, now highest, in the sense you have to do it in the descending order. Least, in the sense you have to do it in the ascending order. Now what is my requirement? Highest. So in which sorting I need to do here? Descending. So if I perform a descending order, how my data will be printed here? 500, then 300, then 250, then 200, then 100. This is what I will get. What if I do? If I do as a sorting the data in the descending order. Now, if I tell us select a star from employee, order by the salary in the descending order, I will tell. If I tell this is what my output I will be getting. What I will be getting? This output that I will be getting in my result. But in all of this, I don't want all the records. What I want only one record. What is that? Second highest salary. So for this only, you need to use here something called as a limit and offset. Understand them properly. What you need to use? Limit and offset. This limit, whatever it is there, you will be using to restrict the number of records from your result. Suppose if your query is providing you 5 records as an output, but you don't want to display all 5 records, you want to display only 2, then you have to tell limit 2. So what you have to tell? Limit 2. So when I am telling as a limit to 2, what it will be doing? Only 2 records it will be giving it to me. So that is the task of our what? Of our limit. A limit keyword. So what limit will be doing? Will be restricting the number of our records from our result. Query will not change it. Condition, displaying, everything I'll give. But while displaying, it should be displayed for me only 2 records or 3 records. If that is your condition, then you have to tell as what? Limit 2, limit 3, you have to tell. And understand this limit, it will be starting from 1. If you want 2 records, you have to tell limit 2. If you want 3 records, you have to tell limit 3. If you want only 1 record, you have to tell limit 1. So it will be starting from what? It will be starting from 1. So now let me execute this particular query. So I will write here, I will tell as a limit, then I will tell that what exactly that I need to do here. Okay. So here I will just execute that particular. So tell me the query here. Select star from employee, order by salary in the descending order. If I tell this, I will be getting what? I will be getting everything. Okay, so you can see here every salary that I got here. Okay, let me be more precise here. Instead of telling a star, for your reference I am displaying this. I will tell here as a salary. So this is from which table? Employee table. Sort my result by the salary in what? In the descending order. You can see that this is my salary. Now in which order that it is giving to me? Descending order. Now tell me which is the second highest salary which is present in the second place. Which is that? 55,000. Now if I am only telling that order by salary descending, all 15 I am getting it. But what I want here? Only 1. That is what? That is a 55. So here, if I tell that limit here, so see here, I am writing a query here once again, select salary, I will tell here, and this is from which table? From employee table, order by salary descending order, and here see, I will tell here as limit 1, because what I want only one record. So I will tell here semicolon, enter, what it is giving me? 85,000, but this is my second highest salary? This is my first highest salary. So when I am telling as a limit in all of this records, this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3. But here if I tell limit 1, what it will be doing? 1 record. If I tell limit 2, it will be giving 2 records to me. If I want to find out the top 2 salaries, what I can tell? Limit 2. Then top 2 salaries it will give to me. But my requirement is not top 2. My requirement is not top 1 or not top 3. It is second highest salary. For this only, if you tell only the limit, it will not gonna work. There you have to use what you also need to use here, something called as an offset here. How this offset will be working here is whatever the value that is present here, for this offset will be 0. For this offset will be 1. For this offset will be 2, 3, 4. Now how many records I want? Only 1. Only 1. That is second highest salary. Only 1 I want. And what offset should I provide now? Offset is 1. Understand, offset will be starting from 0. Limits will be starting from 1. So here whenever I am writing my query here, what I need to tell? See, I will tell here salary, and here I will be telling as from employee. So order by, and here I will be telling as limit 1. But at the same time I need to tell offset as what? 1. So then what it will be doing? That second highest thing, that whatever I have, it will be returning it to me. So now what I am getting? 55,000. So that is my second highest salary, right? So here for this offset will be 0. For this offset will be 1. So that is why I said offset 1. Why did I tell limit 1? Because only 1 record I want. So that is why I said here as what? As limit 1. So did you understand how you have to fetch the second highest salary? Third highest salary if I want, what should I tell here? Limit 1, offset 2. Third highest salary, fourth highest salary? Limit 1, offset 3. Top 2 salaries? Should I tell offset there if I want top 2 salaries? Just I need to tell limit 2. Least 2 salaries? I need to sort the data in the ascending order, and I need to tell there as what? Limit 2. Is this clear to everyone how you have to fetch it? So remember this part here. Okay. Now the complete query, let us write it. So what they are asking, the details of the. So just they said that to display the second highest salary. Yes. So what we need to tell, this will be our query. So select salary from employee table, order by salary in the descending order, limit 1, offset 1. You can see the syntax, I am not providing a comma here, nothing. I am just directly telling limit 1 and offset 1. Is this clear to everyone? Okay. So this is how that our order by clause will be present. And why did I include the limit and offset here is because here sorting the data is important. If you sort the data only properly by taking that limit and offset you can give. And this limit, whatever it is there offset, it is not only for second highest salary, third highest salary. If I want to limit the number of records for my table, whatever the result I am getting, sometimes I will be getting 15 records, but I want only 3 records. I can just tell as what? Limit 3. So there is no restriction, that order by clause and the limit you have to use here only. And here, tell me which statement will get executed first? From. Then sort the data. Then what it will do? It will limit. Then it will select and it will display. If I have a where here, then from, where, order by, limit. limit, offset, both will be checked at a time, and then it will select and it will be displaying. So this is how the questions, again, this kind of a questions multiple times they have asked. Recently also they have asked. So please make sure that you practice well with this limit and offset. Fine, so I will be ending up here. Wait. So there is one announcement which they wanted to do to you guys. So please wait here only. Don't go. They will be coming. Okay. So we will meet up in the next class. Don't leave. Announcement is there.